Good morning, everyone. Hi, this is Otis Bird III, and right now I'm going to do a video about my NFL predictions for this NFL season. Basically the division and wildcard winners. So I guess I'll start off in the AFC first, and I'll start off in the AFC East. And who I think is going to win the AFC East is the Patriots. I'm like, yeah, probably everyone's probably picking the Patriots right now, but they're going to be really good this year. They have Ocho Cinco now. They have Albert Hainsworth now, and they're going to be more focused. Belster's going to have them more focused. Ocho Cinco's not going to do the Twitter stuff as much, and they just seem like they'll be more like they'll probably just be like a real focused team this year. Of course Brady's still there, so I can really see the Patriots really doing some things this year. As much as a lot of people might not want that, but it's like the Patriots. You can't deny that they're probably one of the best teams in the NFL right now. At least, on paper right now going into, the Sunday's games. But yeah, so or I guess Monday night's game for them. But yeah, I think the Patriots won the AFC East. The Jets went further, but the Jets went further last year in the playoffs. But I think the Patriots will win the AFC East. As far as the AFC South goes, now that Peyton Manning is going to be out for 2 or 3 months, my pick is going to change. I was just going to pick the Colts, but now I guess I might have to go with the Texans. The Texans have been an upcoming team now for 2 or 3 years, and it's they got to make the playoffs one of these years, and they're a really good team. With Schaub and and their running back that they have, and of course Andre Johnson, a wide receiver. And I can't remember blanking the running back's name, but yeah, the running back they have, and then they have a decent defense. The Texans are a really good up and coming team, but yeah, they have a good offense. And just they have a really good team. I think a lot of people like their team, and I like their team too. They have a good young team, and I can see them winning the division now that the Colts still have a great team, but Peyton Manning's everything for that team. He's almost like the Albert Pujols of that team, if you want to compare it to like other sports, or the LeBron James of that team. He's that everything of the team, and without him, who knows what the Colts will be able to do. Do what they've been able to do for basically the whole time that Peyton Manning's been there. So I guess the Texans win that division. Even if Peyton Manning comes back and if the Colts are still like in the race somehow, the Texans will probably still win the AFC South. Excuse me. As far as the AFC North goes, I think I'm gonna go with the Steelers in that division. I could go with the Ravens, but the Steelers they've been the class of that division. The Ravens have too, but it's like how can you not go with the Steelers? They were the AFC champions last year, went to the Super Bowl. They're one of the best teams in the AFC. I don't know. I could just see the Steelers win that division, the AFC North. So I'll go with the Steelers in that division. As far as the AFC West goes, I want to go with San Diego. I want to go with the Chargers. The Chiefs won that division last year. I don't see the Chiefs really doing that again this year. Yeah, they have Castle, they have Jamal Charles, but I don't know. I don't see them doing what they did last year. Even though I can see them in San Diego battling it out like late in the season for the division, but I still think the Chargers won the division. They have of course Rivers is still there. They have Michael Floyd, of course Vincent Jackson will be there the whole year, and they have good guys defense. They brought in Takeo Spikes, former Niner, also Travis the boy too. They brought in Bob Sanders on defense. Of course, they signed Eric Waddell, who's their star safety. He's one of the highest paid safeties in the NFL. And I just think San Diego's going to win the division again this year. A lot of people think like it's probably a make or break year for North Turner, which it probably is, because if the Chargers don't do big things this year, he might be gone. But I don't know. I think if they do let him go, hopefully he comes back to the Niners. But that's probably not going to happen. But yeah, so it's probably a make or break year for North Turner too with the Chargers. We've kind of said that for like the past like 2 or 3 years now, and he's still there. So I don't know. We'll see. So I think the Chargers will win the AFC West. Okay, so now in the NFC. Actually, no, my bad. I forgot the wild cards. The wild cards for the AFC. I think it'll be the Jets and Baltimore, because those teams could win the divisions too. But I think those are like probably the probably the two favorites to win the wild cards in both in the AFC right now. So I'll have the Jets and the Ravens for the two wild card teams in the AFC. Now the NFC. I'll start in the NFC East, and I think the Eagles win that division. Of course, the Eagles are probably everybody's pick to win the division. If not, win the NFC East. If not, get to the if not get to the Super Bowl. But yeah, I think the Eagles will sure win the division. That they're stacked. Of course, they brought in Namdi. They brought in a lot of other key free agents. Vic got his new deal, and the Eagles are probably, of course, they're kind of known as the dream team now. But the Eagles they're going to be really good. They might win 13. They might win 14 games here. I don't know, but they're going to be really good this year. So I think the Eagles will for sure win the NFC East. The NFC South, I'm actually going to go with the Saints, even though the Saints lost last night to the Packers. The Saints are still a good team. They put up points last night, like we saw. They put up 34 points last night, and usually that means you're going to win. But yeah, I think for sure the Saints will win. You could go with the Falcons too, but I just the Saints just have good offense with with Drew Brees. Of course, they drafted Mark Ingram from Alabama, and of course the receivers, Meacham, and Marquise Colson, and all the playmakers they have on offense. They had Olin Kreutz for the center spot, and of course they have a pretty good defense as well. So yeah, I think the Saints will win the NFC South. As far as I mean, you could go with Tampa Bay too, but I'm not sure about them either. I mean, they'll be good this year too. The whole division might be good except for Carolina, even though Cam Newton will be a player to watch for the Panthers this year. But yeah, as far as the NFC North goes, I'm going to have to go with the Packers. I think we saw last night that the Packers are going to be unstoppable this year. They're going to be really good once again this year. Scored 42 points last night against the Saints. A really good Saints defense. And yeah, I think the Packers will for sure win the NFC North. The Bears could win it too, but I'm not really sure about the Bears and the Lions. Actually, a lot of people have the Lions doing big things this year, or at least being a relevant team this year. And the Lions are they're an upcoming team too. But I think it'll for sure be probably a 3-team division, or a 3-team race in that division. Um, well, maybe all the teams could, do well in that division, but for sure it'll be a race between the Packers, the Bears, and maybe the Lions, perhaps. But we'll see. I think for sure the Packers are going to win that division, though. But yeah, and of course the NFC West. Of course, as you can see, I'm a 49er fan. Also a San Francisco Giants fan as well, and a Golden State Warrior fan as well. But sadly, I don't see my Niners win the division. I'm sorry, all my fellow Niner fans out there, but I just think, it's just, I don't know. Even though we have Harbaugh, I just don't, I don't, and we brought in, of course, Braylon Edwards. On defense, we have Dante Whitner, Madu Williams. Niners actually made a lot of decent moves this offseason. They brought in Jonathan Goodwin too, for the center spot. But we still have Alex Smith though. That's just every time you see him. It's like last year we thought the Alex Smith era was over, but Harbaugh believes in him, and hopefully Smith can do some things this year. Hopefully he'll win games for the Niners this year. But it's just I don't know. It's just such a huge letdown. Just having Smith on the team might lose us games, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully they bring in David Garrard, who the Jaguars weirdly let go earlier this week. But we'll see what happens with the Niners quarterback situation. We also brought in Tolzien from the Chargers. I mean, he was on a undrafted free agent, and he was with the Chargers. He actually just played against the Niners last week. But yeah, we'll see what Tolzien can do if he gets any playing time this year, if Alex Smith gets hurt. And of course, we have Colin Kaepernick. He didn't really have the strongest preseason. Maybe he might get time this year. But we'll see what happens, though. But who I think will win the NFC West will be the St. Louis Rams. I'm sorry, all my fellow Niner fans, but the Rams have a good team, though. I mean, yeah, they didn't win the division last year, but they got Bradford, they have Steven Jackson, and they have a lot of decent playmakers on offense and defense. And they're just a decent team. They probably should have won the division last year, but Seattle make that run, I guess, kind of, and they won a division with 7 wins. But yeah, I don't see Seattle win this division though. They won it last year, but they're not as good this year, and they have Tavares Jackson at quarterback, and they have Sidney Rice though. But I don't know. We'll see. The Niners Seahawks game on Sunday should be interesting. I'm looking forward to that game. That should be a fun game. And yeah, so yeah, I have St. Louis win the division. Arizona, I mean, some people probably might pick them, but I don't see them in the division. They have Kevin Cole, but I mean, his numbers actually were worse than Alex Smith last year, if you could believe that. But yeah, and of course they have Fitz still there, but Larry Fitzgerald. But I think the Rams win this division. Sadly, as far as wild cards go, I'm gonna pick the New York Football Giants for sure. They're probably the second best team in the NFC East, and I can see them getting one of the wild card spots. And then my second spot will probably be either the Bears or the Falcons. mean, I want to say the Bears, but I kind of want to say the Falcons too. So I'm going to say either the Bears or the Falcons on that one, or maybe with Tampa Bay too. Tampa Bay might be in there. I think they'll probably be in the mix. It'll probably be the Bears. My pick would be the Bears or the Falcons, but you could go Tampa Bay there. You could go Detroit there, but I don't know. I don't know if the Lions are really ready to win big games yet. But they're an upcoming team though, for real. But yeah. So that's pretty much my NFL predictions video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and happy NFL season. I know I'm a little late. Sorry, I'm a little late about that because of the game last night. But yeah, go Niners, and peace and God bless.